Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec and I'm back with another video for you guys. We're going to continue on with the pre-security path inside of TryHackMe. This video, we're going to cover the intro to defensive security room. Now, before we get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell if you're new here. Consider hitting the like button if you're enjoying the content and comment below your thoughts and opinions of the video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Hey everybody, just a quick little blurb here. As you can see here, most people that view my channel are not subscribers. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're enjoying the video, please consider hitting the like button. It helps get me in the algorithm, helps spread the good word out there, helps bring more people and increase our glorious community here. All right, I'm all about helping out others. I know what it's like to come up in cybersecurity or even try to get into cybersecurity and not knowing where to look. I'm just having this channel up so I can help out other people. All right, that's all I got. Task number one, introduction to defensive security. Offensive security focuses on one thing, breaking into systems. Breaking into systems might be achieved through exploiting bugs, abusing insecure setups, and taking advantage of unenforced access control policies. Among other things, red teams and penetration testers specialize in offensive security. Defensive security is somewhat the opposite of offensive security, as it is concerned with two main tasks. Number one, preventing intrusions from occurring. Two, detecting intrusions when they occur and responding properly. Blue teams are part of the defensive security landscape, and it's got a fancy little graphic here for you. Some of the tasks that are related to defensive security include user cybersecurity awareness, training users about cybersecurity, helps protect against various attacks that target their systems, documenting and managing assets, updating and patching systems, setting up preventative security devices, setting up logging and monitoring devices. There's much more to defensive security, and the list above only covers a few common topics. In this room, we cover Security Operations Center, aka the SOC, threat intelligence, digital forensics and incident response, aka DFIR, and malware analysis. Now, the question below says, which team focuses on defensive security? Well, we know from above that's going to be the the blue team. Remember, the red team is defensive security and blue team is the defensive security. So let's continue on with task number two here, areas of defensive security. In this task, we will cover two topics related to defensive security, Security Operations Center, SOC, where we cover threat intelligence, digital forensics and incident response, DFIR, where we also cover malware analysis. The SOC, Security Operations Center, is a team of cybersecurity professionals that monitors the network and its systems to detect malicious cybersecurity events. Some of the main areas of interest for a SOC are vulnerabilities, policy violations, unauthorized activity, and network intrusions. Security operations cover various tasks to ensure protection. One such task is threat intelligence. Right. Being in a SOC, you're basically probably going to be in a room of various different monitors, kind of like this. You're going to have various different things pulled up, like your SIM, maybe even some other systems like a firewall, maybe even your EDR system, et cetera. And you're going to be basically sitting and waiting for alerts to trigger, and you're going to be investigating those alerts, making sure that they are not going to be detrimental to whatever you're monitoring. All right. Sometimes you'll come across false positives, which is basically a nothing burger. Sometimes you'll come across true positives, and you may need to do a deeper investigation to make sure there wasn't some kind of breach that took place. All right, you're just responding to various different type of security events like malware events, possible hacking, intrusion events, etc., etc. Let's continue on here. Threat intelligence. In this context, intelligence refers to information you gather about actual and potential enemies. A threat is any action that can disrupt or adversely affect the system. Threat intelligence aims to gather information to help the company better prepare against potential adversaries. The purpose would be to achieve a threat informed defense. Different companies have different adversaries. Some adversaries might seek to steal customer data from a mobile operator. However, Other adversaries are interested in halting the production in a petroleum refinery. Example adversaries include a nation state, cyber army working for political reasons, and a ransomware group acting for financial purposes. Based on the company target, we can expect adversaries. That's right. No matter how big or small your organization is, you're going to have adversaries trying to break in and steal your information, hit you with some kind of ransomware, and get some money out of you. Every organization has something that the bad guys want. Intelligence needs data. Data has to be collected, processed, and analyzed. Data collection is done from local sources such as network logs and public sources such as forums. Processing of data aims to arrange them into a format suitable for analysis. The analysis phase seeks to find more information about the attackers and their motives. Moreover, it aims to create a list of recommendations and actionable steps. Learning about your adversaries allows you to know their tactics, techniques, and procedures, also known as TTPs. As a result of threat intelligence, we identify the threat actor adversary, predict their activity, and consequently, we will be able to mitigate their attacks and prepare a response strategy. Digital forensics and incident response, also known as DFIR. This section is about digital forensics and incident response, DFIR, and we will cover digital forensics, incident response, and malware analysis. Digital forensics. Forensics is the application of science to investigate crimes and establish facts. With the use and spread of digital systems such as computers and smartphones, a new branch of forensics was born to investigate related crimes, computer forensics, which later evolved into digital forensics. In defensive security, the focus of digital forensics shifts to analyze the evidence of an attack, its perpetrators, and other areas such as intellectual property theft, cyber espionage, and possession of unauthorized content. Consequently, digital forensics will focus on different areas such as file system, system memory, system logs, and network logs. Incident response. An incident usually refers to data breach or cyber attack. However, in some cases, it can be something less critical, such as a misconfiguration, an intrusion attempt, or a policy violation. Examples of a cyber attack include an attacker making our network or systems inaccessible, defacing, changing the public website, and data breach, stealing company information or company data. How would you respond to a cyber attack? Incident response specifies the methodology that should be followed to handle such a case. The aim is to reduce damage and recover in the shortest time possible. Ideally, you would develop a plan ready for incident response. Four main phases of incident response are preparation, detection, containment, post-incident activity. And it's got a little fancy graphic here that shows what the process looks like. Preparation goes through detection and analysis, containment, eradication, recovery. Right? Sometimes that takes multiple times, multiple steps to get through, and then you go through post-incident activity after everything's been situated. You got malware analysis here. Malware stands for malicious software. Software refers to programs, documents, and files that you can save on a disk or send over the network. Malware includes many types such as virus, Trojan horse, and ransomware. It says malware analysis aims to learn about such malicious programs using various means. One, static analysis works by inspecting the malicious program without running it. Dynamic analysis works by running the malware in a controlled environment and monitoring its activities. Okay, now let's take a look at this first question here. What would you call a team of cybersecurity professionals that monitors a network and its system for malicious events? Well, that was the Security Operations Center. So let's go ahead and put that in here. Security Operations Center. All right. What does D4 stand for? Well, up above we found out that it stands for Digital Forensics and Incident Response. What kind of malware requires the user to pay money to regain access to their files? Well, we saw up above that's going to be ransomware, right? Which is very popular these days. Now, some of this maybe it blend depending on the organization and the job title, how many people you have in your team. You might be wearing multiple hats, right? So let's say you are the only sole cybersecurity person for that organization. Well, guess what? You're probably going to be the SOC person, and you're probably going to be the incident response person, probably going to be the digital forensic person, right? Who knows? Depends on the organization. If you're at big organizations, a lot of times it'll be separated. You'll have the security operations center, the SOC team, right, that's monitoring everything, and then say something happens. Well, they need to escalate it. Hey, incident response team, can you take a look at this malware? Maybe there's some kind of breach that took place. Maybe this host had become compromised by this malware, and we need to know what happened. Okay, well, we got to call in the digital forensics guys to collect some digital forensic artifacts and analyze that information and tell the story of what happened. Was there any data exfiltration? How did the malware get there in the first place, right? And let's continue on to task number 3 here, which is practical example of digital security. What would be a typical task that you'll be doing as a security analyst? Click on the view site to follow along. So let's go ahead and do that here. All right. It says you're part of the SOC responsible for protecting a bank. The bank SOC uses a security information and event management system, which is a SIM. A SIM gathers security related information and events from various sources and presents them via one system. For instance, you would be notified if there's a failed login attempt or a login attempt from an unexpected geographic location. Moreover, with the advent of machine learning, a SIM might detect unusual behavior, such as a user login at 3 a.m. when he usually logs in only during work hours. In this exercise, we will interact with a SIM to monitor the different events on our network and systems in real life or real time. Some of the events are typical and harmless, others might require further investigation or intervention from us. Find the event flagged in red, take note of it, and click it for further inspection. Next, we want to learn more about the suspicious activity or event. The suspicious event might have been triggered by an event such as a local user, a local computer, or a remote IP address. To send and receive postal mail, you need a physical address. Similarly, you need an IP address to send and receive data over the internet. An IP address is a logical address that allows you to communicate over the internet. We inspect the cause of the trigger to confirm whether the event is indeed malicious. If it is malicious, we need to take action or do action such as reporting it to someone else in the SOC and blocking the IP address. All right, it says what is the flag you obtained by following along? So let's go ahead and do that. All right, instructions say inspect the alerts in your SIM dashboard. Find the malicious IP address from the alerts, make a note of it, and then click on the alert to proceed. And let's go ahead and take a look here. They have a fancy little pie chart here. This is operations, information, security, suspicious, and security attack. And it looks you scroll through here. All right. Countries, UK, US, Brazil, China, Russia, and North Korea. And let's go ahead and take a look at the alert log message here. The first one here says successful SSH authentication attempt to port 22 from IP address 143.110.250.149. Second one says unauthorized connection attempt detected from IP address 143.110.250.149 to port 22. The user John Doe logged in successfully. Event ID 4624. Multiple failed login attempts from John Doe. Login failure. Specific or specified account's password has expired. All right, so looks like it's doing oldest to newest here. So let's see here. 03 something. Scrolling up here, and this one is going to be the suspicious one. It's unauthorized connection attempt to port 22. And then they were able to authenticate to it from that IP address. All right, so let's go ahead and click that. It says there are websites on the internet that allow us to check reputation of an IP address to see whether or not it's suspicious. All right, so let me go ahead and grab that real quick. All right, so I'm going to copy it and then continue on here. Check the reputation of it. Let's go ahead and do that. And it says it is malicious. There are many open source databases out there like Abuse IPDB. I use that one in the professional environment, and Cisco Talos Intelligence. I've used that before in the professional environment, where you can perform a reputation and location check for the IP address. Most security analysts use these tools to aid them with alert investigations. You can also make the internet safer by reporting these malicious IPs, for example, on Abuse IPDB. Now that we know the IP address is malicious, we need to escalate it to a staff member. Now, this is also known as OSINT, which is open source intelligence. All right, there's various different platforms you can use this on. There's Palo Alto, they have one. Fortinet has one as well. I believe Alien Vault has one as well, where you can go in and do searches for these IP addresses, domain names, et cetera, et cetera. So let's go ahead and click next. Oh, VirusTotal is a big one as well. So we shouldn't worry too much if it is, or if it was a failed authentication attempt, but You probably noticed the successful authentication attempt from the malicious IP address. Let's declare a small incident event and escalate it. There's some great staff working at the company, but you wouldn't want to escalate this to the wrong person who is not in charge of your team or department. Choose to whom you would escalate this event. Let's see, definitely not going to be the sales executive. Consider the consultant, information security architect, SOC team lead. So it's not going to be either of these two. It's probably going to be the SOC team lead, right? And let's go ahead and choose staff member. All right, it says you got the permission to block the malicious IP address, and now you can proceed and implement the block rule. Block the malicious IP address on the firewall and find out what message they left for you. So, all right, go ahead and copy and paste this in there. There we go, and add it to the block list. Bam, there's the message and the flag. You blocked the malicious IP address, so let's go ahead and enter that in, submit it. That's usually how it works. All right, you'll get a bunch of maybe suspicious IP addresses, malicious IP addresses that you've already verified to be bad. You got domain names, websites, URL links, whatever you want to block. All right, you're going to submit that to the appropriate personnel, and they're going to put it in the appropriate tools in order to get that stuff blocked. All right, maybe there's a phishing link, a phishing URL, domain, or whatever that you have discovered or the end users have reported to your spam mailbox, your phishing email mailbox, what have you. Right, you want to get that submitted and blocked so that if someone were to click on that phishing email, it'll go to the block page instead of going to the actual landing page of the phishing website, and all kinds of chaos could happen. All right, now that's the end of this particular room here. If you enjoyed it, found it valuable, please consider hitting that subscribe button with the notification bell if you're new here. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the content, and comment below your thoughts and opinions on the video. As always, thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and I will see you later.